Hey everyone, this is Jennifer and I am so excited. I can finally share with you the brand new 25-26 Erin Condren Life Planner, and I do have the brand new layout, something truly new for the brand, the weekly dashboard layout, and I've been waiting to share this. So let's go ahead and jump in. So this year, the brand has kind of their three normal color schemes or their colorways. There's a colorful option, a floral option, and a neutral-ish option. The colorful option is called Hexagon this year. If you remember the kaleidoscope pattern from a few years ago, it kind of reminds me of that. Then we have the updated floral, which is called Bouquet, and it is absolutely stunning. I'm actually considering purchasing one of those colorways for one of my planners this year. And then there is the minimal. So if you're used to canvas, which is actually what I've been using for the entire academic year for my weekly plan with me is my compact vertical and canvas. It's kind of that. So they've combined the canvas with their focused collection, and they just have one colorway that's sort of neutral now, which they're calling minimal, if that makes sense. So this cover kind of shows right off the bat what you can expect from that minimal colorway. And what I said in my sneak peeks, and now that I have this, I think it's even more true. Since it's such a minimal planner, like the font choices really make a big difference to me. And I'm happy to report as we get into this book that the choices for the font are really nice, and they just add something extra to the pages with it being such a blank slate, which I think is a hard balance. So I think the brand did a great job there. There are also 4 layouts. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the good news / bad news. So we're going to have their vertical that's been like the backbone of the brand since they launched. That layout is making a return this year, as well as the hourly, which a lot of people have gravitated towards and switched to. It's still here. And then we have the horizontal layout, which I think is really nice on its own for some different things. I've never used it as a planner other than just for fun, because of different reasons, but the horizontal is really good for like journaling and memory keeping, that sort of thing, in my opinion. And then I'm kind of sad to share this. The compact vertical layout will be no longer. It is being replaced by this layout that I have to share with you today, which is called the dashboard layout. So, I have been using that layout for a year now, and it was my intention to just buy another one, but that's not an option. However, I think that this is a good replacement if they're going to do away with that. So there we have it, the 4 colorways and the 4 layouts that will be available. And I'll share more of those details as I can. So we open our book here. There is, in this minimal colorway, a piece of vellum. It's just blank. I think it's beautiful. I'll probably add some stickers to it from Redbubble or something, maybe my name. This is the cover page this year, and it has room for your name. The back of it is blank, and then we're going to jump in to those font choices that I was talking about, and they did something a little bit interesting here. You're going to see on all of these monthly pages that the words are almost off of the page a little bit. And I think that with the font choice that they used and the alignment of the word on the page, it looks really nice. I had also added pictures to my tabbed page. So this leaves you room to really do whatever you want. If you want to add pictures or quotes or just leave it blank, that works too. So per usual, I'm just going to flip through the tabs so you can see those real quick. So we have the calendar tab here. We go right into July and August. And then in this colorway, all the pages look the same with the gray Mylar coated tabs and that font. Now, we didn't really get to customize a whole lot on our collaboration boxes this year. So this is just a 12-month planner. I typically do choose an 18-month planner. I still believe that that is an option. So look for that. If I get the details, I'll share those. But this is, again, the 12-month option. The one thing we were allowed to pick were the add-ons, and I think I will add the add-ons up on the screen for you to check out. I just added the 40 extra notes pages. So no matter what planner you get, you'll get the notes page with a few lined notes pages. And then if you choose an add-on, this year they added the 40 pages, but there's not an extra tab. So in my 24-25 planner, it has a notes tab because that comes with all the life planners, and then another like lined notes tab. So you still get the add-on choices. It's just not a tab section, and they'll all be added to the back of your book. Okay, so now that we've looked at these tabbed pages, I have some very exciting news for the beginning of this book. That's going to, I think, please a lot of people. It did me, at least. So we have the 25-26 tabbed page here with our spread. Again, you can see like an updated font here with the July 2025 mini calendar all the way through December 2026. Still get your 12 blank planning or goals page, I guess is what we'll call it, or the 12-month planning boxes, because you don't have to use them for goals. You could use them for anything. And now you can see what I'm so excited about. So when I turned that page, all of the 7x9 planners, life planners, when you turn the page, you actually get May of 2025 calendar pages in here so that you can jump in to your life planner basically as soon as you get it. They are launching on April 21st. So then by the time it arrives, we're already thinking about May as planners. And so I'm happy that this is included. And you also get June of 2025 as well with a lined page. Then you jump into the real layout of this book, which is a tabbed page that opens to your calendar page. No big changes on this as far as the minimal colorway. So we have the updated fonts here and a Sunday start. It is only available in a Sunday start. And we have the notes column still on the right-hand page with some major holidays printed in gray. You'll turn the page and we have another update for these new life planners. You can see this dashboard is still on the left with the notes page on the right, but this dashboard page has been updated. Let me grab my current life planner so we can kind of do a side-by-side comparison as well. So over here is the new planner, and then this is the current life planner that we're getting ready to finish up. So you can see just the boxes and the configuration are a little bit different. So on the old one, we have 4 boxes. On the new one, we have 4 boxes, just moved around a little bit, and I think a little bit more functional in my opinion. So these 2 small boxes have kind of been moved over to the left. We still have 4 bullets here with a lined notes section. This bottom section, instead of a dot grid, is a lined option, which I prefer. I don't know why, but dot grid for me and writing straight is a little more difficult. I don't know if it's because of my rare eye disease or if it's just a thing, but I do personally prefer lined pages. So I was happy to see that switch. This is a little bit more narrow than the current planner. And then these two boxes are replaced with a long to-do section. And since this is the only colorway that I have to show you, maybe I can find some pictures as we head into launch. And if I have time as I'm editing this video, I'll pop those up on the screen for you if I have access to them before I have to upload and get ready to post on the 17th. But as far as the minimal colorway, this is what that updated dashboard looks like. We still have that line notes page that I think most of us utilize functionally, and would be disappointed. At least I would be disappointed if that was taken out. So still like this dashboard / lined notes combo for the month. Then you turn into your weekly planning pages, and this is the brand new layout that we need to spend a little bit of time talking about, and I have some thoughts, as always. So first up at the top, if you have 2 months here, like June and July, it does have both of those. I like that the letters aren't capitalized. I know that's really weird. And as an educator, I drive some people crazy in my personal life because I tend to write in all lowercase anyway. It's just a habit, I guess, unless I'm writing something formally, of course, like to submit for a report or something. I do use proper capitalization and grammar then, but just for design purposes, I like a lowercase letter. When you have all of the week within a month, such as this week of July 7th, you can see it just says July up here. So just the 1 month. All right, this left side is your planning page. So it's basically a horizontal week on 1 page layout. And I was looking at this when I opened it, and it says, and it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then this blank box. I might, and I said this about my compact vertical and ended up changing my mind, but I might, if I use Planner Kate stickers, do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That way, my weekend is all on the right and my work week is all on the left. Again, I said that when I picked up this compact vertical, and I never did that. Like I did traditionally how this planner is actually laid out with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I had thought about doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I don't know. The thing is, if you do that, at least for me, then you have to worry about where the holidays fall because they won't be on the right day all the time. Let me find a blank one. Oh, like this. This will be perfect. This is Easter week that's coming up. So like if I had moved the notes section up here, which I've seen some people do, this Good Friday and Easter might not be on the right day, and then you have to white it out or put a sticker over it. And I just don't like always having to deal with that. So that's still up in the air, but I think either way, this is a good layout. It's not like I'm not going to choose this planner because they did Monday, Tuesday versus Monday, Tuesday, if that makes sense. So the question is, since this is replacing my compact vertical, because it is, I don't have the option to still purchase this planner. I don't know if I'll go with a vertical or an hourly instead. As of right now, I am planning on using this dashboard layout in replacement of this when it starts in July. My question is am I going to have enough room to put all of this information that I usually have 2 pages for onto 1 page? I think I can make it work, and that's kind of the fun part for me, is trying out different layouts. So that'll be like a creative challenge for me personally with stickers, but I'm definitely up for the challenge. So we have that planning page. You'll have to let me know what you think about this. Yeah, let me know. I have thoughts. And I want to talk about it. So in the comments, would you do Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Tuesday? I'm curious. All right, so since all of our planning calendar pages are on the left, you have a dashboard over here, hence the name, the dashboard layout. So you have a priority box up here, which is open. I'd have to think about how I'm going to use that. I might have to add some sort of checklist since it is just a white open space. I think it would also be fun if you could print a picture this size and add that there every week. It would be really fun to look back on. Anyway, you can use this for whatever. It doesn't have to be priorities. You could cover that up with a sticker, use it as priorities, however you wanted to. This is one of my favorite parts though, the habit tracker. You have 6 habit trackers up here in the right-hand corner. Again, very minimal. I'm anxious to see what this looks like in the hexagon colorful version because I think it could be really bright and pretty. If I find someone that has this layout in the other colorway, either the bouquet or the hexagon, I'll try to put some pictures up so we can kind of compare on screen. But I'm excited to see this in the different colorways. This next section is just a to-do section. So you have kind of 2 bulleted lined sections, and then half of your page is designated as a lined notes page. Of course, I am thinking about Planner Kate stickers with this. You could easily, like I said, cover some of these labels up. I think the notes companion sheet is going to look really nice in here, but yes, there will be a separate video for that. So great functional dashboard. I don't think I would need any more room than this to kind of map out my week. I think that's a lot of room for to-dos and notes and tracking, but I like it. It's a good thing. Okay, so that's going to repeat for all of the weeks. So you get through all the weeks in the month here in July, and then you turn your page and you still have your lined notes page, and then you go in to your next month. So that pattern is going to repeat all the way through this book until you get to the end here. So we do have all of July 2026 in here, which would be when typically I would be moving on to my next or new life planner since I do the academic start. So I'll probably use these pages for sticker testing and like a mock plan with me so we can have some of that true reflection of what planning in this layout is going to look like before we jump in July of 2025. So yeah, we've got all of those. Your lined notes page, all of the life planners will come with the notes tab and a few pages of lined paper. And then I added the notes add-on. So again, 40 extra pages of just lined notes. At the back of your book, you're going to have this blank page with a little bit about Erin Condren and the female-led company that is truly obsessed with organization and dedicated to design. So you can see I did pick a gold coil. I'll throw that information in here. So we do have the gold, the platinum, the rose gold, and a multicolor option available for $25.26. And then we have some updated sticker sheets here. So again, these will change based on the colorway that you pick. So this matches their minimal colorway with just some pastel looking stickers. And then this year's pocket folder is a 2-pocket folder in this kind of aqua light robin egg blue color. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so let's talk about accessories. Typically the brand, when they send these Life Planner collaboration boxes, will include like a ton of accessories that match the colorway that we picked. I don't know what other affiliate boxes look like. I just know for my box, I got the dual tip markers, which I have exciting news about. So that was good. They sent me these earth tone, which look like the bold blooms colors. But the exciting part about these is that they are now matched specifically to the colorway. So it looks like these would be like the floral colorway, I'm going to assume. If I find different information, I will put that up on the screen for you. This is the pastel 6-pack marker set: spruce sand, rose pink, French violet, and powder blue and charcoal. So I think that this matches their minimal line, although maybe this matches their new bouquet. I think this might match the bouquet. And this is like an older bold blooms pack, because minimal really doesn't have a lot of colors. So any pack of dual tip markers that you pick are going to work in the minimal colorway, if that makes sense. And then I do think that there's a like bright colorful set for the hexagon, or those traditional Erin Condren colors that we are talking about. So I do want to do a little pen test. I always include these in like the last page of my life planner with all of these colors. I'm going to set this set to the side and we'll do this set here. Okay, so this is called lipstick, this color, and they are dual tip. So one side is kind of like a fine point marker, and then this side is more chiseled, a little bit thicker. So we'll do this and then use the thin line to write out the color. So this is lipstick. This next one is called Marigold, and I like they have the name right on the barrel now, so if you forget, you can always look. Next up, we have denim. We'll do terracotta next. Next up, we have moss. And then we have heather. All right, so that is the first set that I have. And again, those are the, oh, did I do that wrong? No, that's right. This is the earth tones set here if you like those. Now we'll move on into the pastel 6-pack, and I'll show you those colors. This first one is called Sand. Then we'll go into this one. It's a little bit darker of a pink. It's called Rose Pink. Going into more of a purple shade. This one is called French Violet. Then this next one, which is a very pretty blue, is called Powder Blue. Then another green option in this pack called Spruce. And we'll wrap up with this last color called Charcoal. All right, so there are the 2 sets of markers that they sent in my box. My box also came with this little shrink wrapped package that had another dual tip marker, this one just in black. So the barrel, everything is exactly the same as the markers that I just shared with you. It's just their traditional black color. Again, both barrels are the same as those other ones I just showed you. So you have 2 tips on that. And then this little note, the colorful, organized, productive, joyful. In today's overly technological world, we're advocating for screen-free self-care, putting down our phones and putting pen to paper. We're committed to partnering with you on the journey to becoming your happiest, most productive self. To kick things off, we've added a few special extras just for you. Use the included dual tip marker and note cards to reconnect with a friend, write a note to your future self, or jot down your goals. Your story is waiting to be written. I do like this pattern of this packing card. I believe there's a cover that's sort of inspired by this pattern as well. And then with that dual tip marker, these are the 2 cards that they're talking about, which I think are lovely. So you have one that says hello and one that says friendship is a gift that lasts. And it's literally just like a little postcard. So on the back, you can mail it out and write a little note to someone special. All right, that is going to wrap up this review of the brand new Erin Condren weekly dashboard layout. I sincerely want to hear your thoughts on this, so let's continue the conversation in the comments below. I'll be checking those all day today and getting back to you with my responses. If I missed something that you are curious about that I could measure or get an answer for you, maybe I'd be happy to do that as well. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out with me for another Erin Condren launch season. It's truly just a super fun week in my opinion. So let's enjoy it while it's here. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you back next time.